In this video, we are going to solve Pure Math 2 January 2023 paper. This paper consists of 10 questions. Question number 1. You have a figure given. Figure 1 shows a sketch of part of the curve with y equals f of x. And then you have a table. They want you to use trapezium rule to find the area below this curve. They want you to find this area using trapezium rule. So how do we use the trapezium rule? When you have the table, it's very easy. The formula is h over 2. H is basically the common difference here, which is 0.5 divided by 2 times the first y value plus the last y value. 2.287 plus 2.834 plus 2 times the sum of the rest of the y values. 4.470 plus 6.719 plus 7.291. That's all. You calculate this. That's it. That's enough. Usually they want you to mention the age. I looked at the marking scheme. I realized that they want you to mention the value of age. It has one mark actually. So mention the age, which is a common difference when you have the table. When you don't have the table, it's b minus a. B is the lower limit, a is the upper limit, divided by the number of strips. Usually they will mention in the question how many strips are there. So I'm going to use my calculator now. 0.25 is 5 by 2 is 0.25 times 0.25 times 0.25 times the first y value, which is 2.287 plus 2.834 plus 2 times the sum of the rest of the y values. 4.47 plus 6.719 plus 7.291. Close the bracket and close the bracket again. That's the answer. They want the answer to 2 decimal place, so it's 10.52. So the answer is 10.52. That's a trapezium rule. That's an easy 3-mark question. But part B, usually you will get a question like this actually. Use your answer to part A to find this. In part A, we got this answer. Integral minus 1 to 1 f of x dx is equal to 10.52. So using that answer, they want you to solve these 2 integrals. So what you need to do, you need to write this in terms of this actually. So you can replace this by 10.52. See how I'm doing it. For I, we can split it, this one. We can split these 2 and write it as 2 integral. Integral minus 1 to 1 f of x dx minus 2 integral minus 1 to 1 dx. Or you can write it as 2 dx. It's the same thing. This can be replaced by 10.52 minus, this is just a normal integral. Integral of 2 is 2x. You put the limits. So 10.52 minus, you sub in the upper limit. When you replace x by upper limit, 2, minus, when you replace x by the lower limit, minus 2. So it becomes plus 2. So when you subtract, you will get 6.52. That's the answer for I. I'm going to explain the double I now. Usually, if you look at the past paper questions, for the second part of trapezium rule, the limits will be the same. Mostly, they won't change the limit. But in this question, this is the first time I think they changed the limit 1 to 3. And they changed the whole function also. Instead of f of x, you have given f of the function is f of x minus 2. So you need to look at the figure to understand what's happening. We have this area 10.52. That's what we calculated. Now this is f of x actually. Now they are talking about another function f of x minus 2. So what translation is that? You must have learned this in graphs and transformation. If you replace x by x minus 2, the graph will be moved to the right side 2 units. So when you move the graph to the right side 2 units, I'm going to extend the x-axis here. Minus 1 plus 2, it comes here. 1 plus 2 becomes 3. So the graph would be like this actually. So the area below the graph from minus 1 to 1 is same as the area below the graph 1 to 3. The area is the same. The area is 10.52. So for this question, it's just a one mark question, double I. You can straight away write it as 10.52. That's all. Because this function is a translation of this function to the right side 2 units. So the area stays the same. And that's the reason the limits are also changed. Let's look at question number 2 now. Question number 2. This is from differentiation modeling. You have a figure of a brick given. The width is x, the length is 3x, height is h. The volume of the brick is given. You see, for this type of modeling questions, you need to change the word problem into a mathematical expression. So when they say volume is 972, what is the volume of the brick or a cuboid? Width times length times height. That's what given. In other words, it's 3x square h is given as 972. Okay. Now part A says show that the surface area is this. Okay. Let's talk about the surface area of the cuboid. The actual surface area of the cuboid is the sum of the area of all 6 faces. So you have a face in front here. The area is x times height, and you will have a similar face behind also here. So 2 times that. So you need to 2 times everything actually. So basically you will have 2 times x times 3x, 2 times x times h, 2 times 3x times h, 6 faces. So it's basically 6x square. These two are like terms if you look at it carefully. You have 2xh and 6hs xh. So you will get 8xh. So we got the surface area already. This is the actual surface area, but they want you to prove this. When you compare these two, you will see whatever we are trying to prove, right? The expression surface area, this one has no h in it. So basically we need to get rid of the h from here. We need to get rid of the h. So I'm going to find h here, which is 972 over 3x square. 972 over 3 is 324x. So I'm going to sub in the place of x now. Sorry, 324 over x square. 324 over x square. So when I sub in, I get the answer already. You sub in, you will get surface area S is equal to, they have used S only, just the S, so just use S. 6x square plus 8x times 324 over x square, so you will get this expression. That's all. It's a 3-mark question. Let's move on to part B of the question. Find ds by dx. We know S is equal to 6x square plus 2592 over x. You can write it as 2592 x power minus 1. When you differentiate it with respect to x, x square becomes 2x, so 12x. x power minus 1 becomes minus x power minus 2. That's just a one mark question. Now find the value of x for which xs is stationary. Whenever the question talks about stationary point, maximum or minimum point or a turning point, you put ds by dx is equal to 0 and find the value of x. So you can put 12x minus 2592 over x square is 0. 12x is equal to 2592 over x square. Bring the x square here, 12 here. So x square times x, you will get x cube is equal to 2592 over 12. 2592 over 12. That's 216. So let's find the cube root of 216 is 6. So x is equal to 6. That's all. We have part D and E also for this question. Part D says find d square s by dx square. Hence show that the value we found in part C gives the minimum value. You need to remember these two conditions. When the second derivative d square y by dx square, if it's greater than 0, it's local minimum. If it's less than 0, it's local maximum. So first let's take ds by dx and find the second derivative. ds by dx we got is 12x minus 2592 x power minus 2. Differentiate it one more time. You will get 12x becomes 12. Here you put the power in front, so it becomes plus 2592 times 2. 2592 times 2. 5184. 5184 x power minus 3. Now the value we got from the previous part is x is equal to 6. So sub in here x is equal to 6. d square s by dx square, when x is equal to 6 is, it's 12 plus 5184 over 6 cube. We don't need the value, we just need to know whether it's positive or negative. Definitely it's positive. Therefore x is equal to 6 gives the minimum value of x. Just write x is equal to 6 gives the minimum value of s. And in order to find the minimum value, you need to sub in the value back into the surface area. The surface area formula given here, right? This formula, you need to replace x by 6 to find the minimum value here. So when you sub in, you will get s is equal to 6 times 6 square, 2592 over 6. So 6 times 6 square plus 2592 over 6. 648, it's given in centimeters, so centimeter square. That's the minimum surface area. So that's the answer for part E. Okay, let's look at question number 3 now from binomial expansion. We have 2 plus kx over 8 to the power 7, and they want you to find the first 4 terms. If you don't know the binomial expansion, you can look at your data booklet. It's given there in the data booklet. The first term is a, second term is b, the power is n. So the expansion is this: a power n, that's the first term, plus nc1 a power n minus 1 b power 1, that's the second term. nc2 a power, a is 2 actually, a power n minus 2 b power 2 plus nc3 a power n minus 3 b power 3. That's the binomial expansion. Now we need to carefully simplify the terms now. 2 power 7 first, 2 power 7 is 128 plus 7C1. 7C1 is just 7. I'm just showing you how to do it in the calculator. 7C1 is 7. 7 times 2 power 6, which is 64, times this power 1, so kx over 8, plus 7C2. 7C2 is 21. 2 power 5 is 32, times k square x square over 8 square, plus 7C3 now. 7C3 is 35. 35 times 2 power 4 is 16, k cube x cube over 8 cube, 512. Now we have to carefully simplify it. So when you simplify it, the first term is 128 plus, you put it in your calculator, 7 times 64 divided by 8. 7 times 64 divided by 8 is 56. So it's 56 kx plus, if you cancel this, you will get 2. 21 over 2 k square x square. And then here you simplify this. 35 times 16. 35 times 16 divided by 512. 35 times 16 divided by 512. You will get 35 over 32 plus 35 over 32 k cube x cube. That's all. That's the most simplified form actually. So we got 4 terms already. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. That's all. Now let's move on to part B of this question. The part B says, in the binomial expansion we got from part A, the coefficient of x square x cube are the first 3 terms of arithmetic progression. So we need to take the coefficient of x square and x cube. If you look at it, coefficient of x is 56k, coefficient of x square is 21 over 2k square, x cube is 35 over this x cube. So we are going to take these 3 terms, 56k, comma 21 over 2k square, and then 35 over 32 k cube. So the question says these 3 terms are the first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression. They want you to find the value of it. If these 3 terms are the first 3 terms of arithmetic progression, if you find the common ratio, the common difference, second term minus the first term, this is first term, second term and third. Second term minus the first term will give you the common difference, which will be the same as third term minus the second term. We can cancel k throughout. You can divide by k, because the question here it says k is a non-zero constant, so k cannot be 0. So you divide everything by k, and then we need to carefully solve it. I think you will get a quadratic equation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply everything by 32, this 32, to get rid of all these fractions. So when I multiply this by 32, it's 21 times 32 divided by 2 is 336k square minus 56 times 32, 1792k. Bring this term also here, minus 32 will be cancelled, 32k cube minus this will be also same as this one, 336k square. These two are like terms, so this becomes plus when you bring it here, is equal to 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide everything by k. I'm going to divide each and every term by k. So it becomes minus 35k square. You add these two, you'll get 672 plus 672k, and then minus 1792 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. I'm going to solve it using my calculator. Go to mode, number 5 equation, number 3 quadratic, minus 35, 672 minus 1792. I got 16 and 16 over 5. So k is equal to 16 over 5. That's why they say find the possible values of k. So there are two values for k. K is 16 and k is 16 over 5. That's all. Question number 4 now, solving logarithmic equation. The first step in solving logarithmic equation is collect all the logarithms to one side of the equation. Log 4x minus log 5x plus 7 is equal to, bring the numbers to the other side, negative 2. Make sure all the logarithms, they have the same base. They need to have same base if you want to apply this method. So you have log a minus log b, you can write it as log a over b. That's the second step. Writing them in single logarithm. And the next step is rewrite using power. You can write it as 3 power minus 2 is 4x divided by 5x plus 7 without logarithm. So 3 power minus 2 is basically 1 over 9 is equal to 4x divided by 5x plus 7. Now cross multiply and make x as a subject. So you will get 5x plus 7 is 39 4s are 36x. So bring the 5x to the other side. 7 is 31x. So x is 7 over 31. That's the solution. That's all. It's an easy 3-mark question if you know how to solve logarithmic equations. I'm going to move on to the second part of this question. It's an interesting one. Logarithms with the sigma notation. Given that sigma log y power r is equal to sigma log y to the power r, y and a are greater than 1, find y in terms of a. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write out every terms here. Replace r by 1. So you will get log y power 1 plus r by 2, you will get log y power 2 is equal to. Do the same thing here. Log y to the power 1 plus log y to the power 2. So if I put this 2 in front by applying laws of logarithm, these two can be cancelled. So I will get log y to the base a whole square, that's this term, and minus 2 log y is equal to 0. Does it look like x square minus 2x is equal to 0, a quadratic equation? You can solve the quadratic equation, right? So when you solve it, you can take log y as a common factor out. You will get log y minus 2 is equal to 0. So there is only one solution. Y is this one is equal to 0. Log y to the base a minus 2 is 0. I'm going to continue here. So log y to the base a is equal to 2. Rewrite using power. A power 2 is equal to y. So that's the solution. Y is equal to a square. They want y in terms of a. That's all. There is something you need to remember here. Look at these two terms. Here you can apply laws of logarithm, put this 2 in front. But here you cannot do that because it's a whole square actually. It's not just y square, it's whole square. So you cannot apply laws of logarithm here. Question number 5. This is from chapter 1, fact theorem and remainder theorem. Given that x minus 3 is a factor of f of x, if x minus 3 is a factor of f of x, by using factor theorem you can write f of 3 is equal to 0. That's what we are going to do. We are going to replace x by 3, equate it to 0, so you will get 3q plus p plus 3 times 3 square minus 3 plus q is 0. So we'll get 27 plus 3 square is 9, open the bracket, 9p plus 27 minus 3 plus q is 0. So 9p plus q is, simplify these 3, 27 plus 27, 54 minus 3, 51 goes to the other side, minus 51, that's all. Easy 2 mark question. You just need to know the factor theorem. Let's move on to part B now. Given also that when f of x is divided by x plus p, the remainder is 9. Now we need to apply remainder theorem here. The remainder theorem says when f of x is divided by x plus p, the remainder is f of minus p, which is given as 9. So same like part A, now you need to replace x by minus 9, not in here, into the original function, in this original function. So it's x cube plus x cube, we replace x by p, plus p plus 3 times x square, replace x by negative p, and then minus x plus q, minus x plus q is equal to 9, the remainder is 9. Expand the bracket, you will get the answer already. P cube plus p plus 3 times minus p whole square is just p square, negative times negative, plus p plus q minus 9 is 0. So here open the bracket, you will get p cube plus p cube. Okay, something is not adding here, something is not working here. 3p square plus p plus q minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, the p cube minus p whole cube is minus p cube actually. So you can cancel this, you got the answer already. That's all. That's part B. So let's move on to part C now. Part C, find the values of p and q. Okay, so basically we have an equation here, 9p plus q is minus 51, 9p plus q is minus 51 from part A. From part B we got 3p square plus p, sorry, minus p, is it minus p or plus p? Plus p, plus q minus 9 is equal to 0. We need to solve the simultaneous equation, that's it. So basically q is minus 51 minus 9p. I'm going to sub in the place of q. So it's 3p square plus p minus 51 minus 9p minus 9 is 0. So I will get 3p square minus 8p minus 60 is equal to 0. So I'm going to use my calculator to solve this. 3, negative 8, negative 60. 6 and minus 10 over 3. So we got p is equal to 6 and p is equal to negative 10 over 3. But we write one more step here. P minus 6 times 3p plus 10 is equal to 0. Whenever you get two values, always go back and read the question. Sometimes they mention anything, sometimes they will mention something about this p and q. Here it clearly says, the question clearly says p is positive. So you can take only p is equal to 6. And sub in here, when p is equal to 6, q is minus 51 minus 9 sixes of 54. So minus 105. That's all. We got the value of p and q. That's part C. Part D of the question. Find a quadratic expression such that f of x is equal to this. g. Okay, we know f of x, which is given in the question. Here this is f of x. You need to just plug in the value of p and q here. So we'll get x cube. F of x is basically x cube plus p plus 3. X cube plus p plus 3. P is 6, so 6 plus 3 x square minus x plus q. Minus x plus q. Q is negative 105 we got. So this is f of x. When they ask you to write f of x in this form, to find g of x, you can divide f of x by x minus 3 using long division method. X square minus 9x square plus 9x square minus x, is that minus x? Yes. Minus x minus 105. Use long division method, divide by x minus 3. So x square, you will get x cube minus 3x square. Change the sign, this will be cancelled. You will get 12x square, bring down the next term minus x. So multiply by 12x, you will get 12x square minus 36x. Change the sign. You should have learned the long division method. I am not explaining the long division method here. So you will get 35x, bring down the next term minus 105. So you need to multiply it by 35. You will get 35x, 35 times 3 is 90, 105. Minus 105, change the sign, you will get remainder 0. Both will be cancelled. So you can write it as x minus 3 times x square plus 12x plus 35. That's all. Let's move on to question number 6. The circle has the equation x square plus y square plus 8x minus 4y is equal to 0. Find the center and radius. To find the center and radius, you can take the coefficient of x as 2f, find f. Take the coefficient of y as 2g, find g. So the center is minus f comma minus g. So negative 4 comma 2 is the center. And then to find the radius, the formula is square root of f square plus g square minus c. C is the constant term, there is nothing here, so C is 0. F square plus G square, square root of. It's going to be 16 plus 4, 20. So square root of 20 is, square root of 20 is 2 root 5. That's the radius. That's it. Easy 3 mark. Part B now. Given that the tangent to C at P has equation this, find the P. Okay, you see you have a circle and a point here P, and there is a tangent. So basically the point P is the point of intersection of the line and the circle. You have the equation of the circle here, x square plus y square plus 8x minus 4y is equal to 0. You have equation of the line here. Solve these two simultaneous equations. So you will get the x and y coordinates of P. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make x as a subject here, which is 10 minus 2y. Sub in the place of x here. 10 minus 2y whole square is x square plus y square plus 8 times x. 8 times 10 minus 2y minus 4y is 0. Open the bracket and solve for y. You will get a minus b whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square plus y square plus 80 minus 16y minus 4y is 0. So basically you got 4y square plus y square is 5y square. You have 1, 2, 3 like terms. So it's basically minus 56 60 minus 60y. Yep, minus 60y. Wait, I think I made a mistake here. This should be, when you find x, it should be minus 10 minus 2y. Both are minus, right? So it has to be minus 10 here. That will change it to positive 40y. This also minus 10. So when you open the bracket, you will get negative 80 and then negative 16y. Now you will get 5y square. When you simplify the like terms, you will get plus 20y. 100 minus 80 is plus 20 is 0. Or divide throughout by 5, we'll get y square plus 4y plus 4 is 0, which is basically y plus 2 whole square, or y plus 2 times y plus 2 is 0. Y is equal to negative 2. And then sub in y in here, sorry, this should be minus 10, to find x. So y is equal to negative 2 implies x is minus 10 plus 4 is negative 6. So the point P is negative 6 comma negative 2, x coordinate comma y coordinate. That's all. That's the answer for part B, solving simultaneous equation. Let's move on to part C. Find the equation of the normal at P. Okay, you see, you already have the equation of the tangent given, x plus 2y is equal to 10. Or if you make y as a subject, you will get 10 minus, sorry, x plus, keep making this mistake, x plus 2y plus 10 is 0. So 2y is minus 10 minus x. Divide by 2, y is minus half x minus 5. 10 over 2 is 5. That's the equation of the tangent. The slope here is minus half. So the slope of the normal, the perpendicular line, will be negative reciprocal positive 2. So the line is y is equal to, you have a slope, you have a point we got from the previous part. So we can write the equation of the normal as y minus y1 is equal to slope times x minus x1. So y is basically 2x plus 4 minus 6. Wait, I think I made a little mistake here. This is x chord y plus y minus y1 is equal to x minus x1. So I will get 2x plus 12 minus 2 is 10. That's the equation. They want the equation in the form y equals mx plus c. That's it.